up, Dokkaners? Welcome back to Junwami for another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Today's video is all about Earthlings, and don't underestimate the power of the human race, because we did it. We beat Super Battle Road, no items, only Earthlings. And not only that, only humans. So let's take a look at the team. Obviously, this cannot be done without the LR Crillon. Now, the problem here, aside from the usual trial and error type nature of these no item runs, is having to find consistently the lead units to get this done. Usually this can be done no problem because a lot of people will summon for a unit. That unit will then be flexed on by, them setting it as their friend unit and all that. But the problem here is that this is an LR Prime battle, and it just released on Global like 4 days ago. So the likelihood that a lot of people are going to be using the unit already is very low, because normal people, normal Dokkaners, are not going to be rainbowing this unit on day 1 or day 2, basically like what I did. I didn't rainbow the unit necessarily, but I had him rainbow ready. I got him to free-to-play SA20, opened up all paths in 2 days in about 8 hours. So that was ridiculous. It also basically took a couple years off my life. But anyway, so my unit is at SA20 45%, and what made this so tough is that when I was getting some momentum going in these runs, obviously it's a trial and error thing, you gotta keep trying, things are gonna go wrong, you gotta try again, you gotta try again. I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't able to get my rhythm going because I just could not find anybody. So, but we did it, all right? So we did it, it's over, you're gonna see the footage now. So let's take a look at the team and just ignore the friend unit here. This is my, this is a friend unit that obviously was trying to troll me, and joke's on him because I never used it once. But I'm just keeping that there just so that you can see the team and how it looks. So imagine that this is actually a rainbow LR Crillon. Shout out to Kenny McGee, one of my tunes, for his Crillon was the final one that I needed to get it done. So let's take a look at the team. I brought the LR Battlefield Oob. This guy is super, super important because since you're running no items, you really have to find a way to combat that. And one of the best ways to combat that is to nerf the enemy's attack and also heal. Thankfully, he does both. So this guy causes colossal and mega colossal damage while lowering attack, which is great. And then when your health drops down, what is it, to like 30%? 40% or less, he transforms to Majub. And Majub is basically a walking Ultra Super because he'll pick up like 1 or 2 Rainbow Key Spheres and then boom, he's got an Ultra Super. And when he does mega colossal damage and greatly lowers attack. So this guy's all about nerfing and the occasional heal, but he came through in the clutch. But what's crazy, he's not even the most clutch unit on the team. But this guy was very, very useful. I had 1 dupe on him, so I gave him a mix between additionals and crit. Both came through. This guy might be the MVP. He's just probably I think he's the most powerful human. I'm not talking in the show. I'm talking on this team. I think he's the most powerful human because he would not get touched basically, and if he did, the damage reduction, man, this unit is just stupidly powerful. The more desperate you become, the more reliable he becomes. It's crazy. So this guy can stun the enemy. This guy can reduce damage by up to 90%. So the less HP you have, the higher potency his tanking becomes, and he has a high chance to dodge enemy attacks. I mean, this dude is just unfair, and I have him rainbowed. So this was the most clutch human, most clutch unit on the team. But I mean, everyone played their part. Every single one of these units played their part, and I'm so proud that I was able to put together this team. Didn't look at anyone else's runs. I don't know if anyone's even done it. I'm sure it's been done, actually. If I can do it, anyone can do it. But let's take a look at the rest. So that was the MVP, but then everyone else played their part, including the AGL Mai. The thing about Mai is her passive is more conducive to a Peppy Gal's team, but actually it helps quite a bit on this team because all allies get Ki +3, and then she herself gets a critical hit ratio increase, which is nice. And we do have a couple of Peppy Gals on the team, so we kind of see a little bit of the effects of her passive. And that critical hit doesn't help too much, but the fact that I gave her full additional means that sometimes she'll get that critical hit, and those additionals will do a little bit more. But her primary function is to provide key support and have a 70% chance to stun. She was very, very consistent. Up next, Chichi. So this was the one unit that I was probably the most concerned about, just because in the event that Mai's attack doesn't stun, or Hercule's doesn't stun, or Crillon, who we'll get to in a second, the next best thing is to seal, limiting their attacks only to regular slaps. So if you do that, she can then have a better chance at surviving because she also provides a defense boost of 120% for all Peppy Gals, and we've got 3 Peppy Gals on the team. And if we've got some nerfing going with this guy, those slaps are going to be even less scary because her defense / the sealing factor will help mitigate all that damage. So everyone had a part to play, and it all connected really, really, really well. So Chichi was actually very useful. I gave her primarily crit, but then I gave her some additional because her seal is a guarantee, so all you gotta do is hit once, and the seal actually happens. And the last unit, probably the second most important unit on the team. Hercule and Vidal. I mean, they're the most powerful family in all of Dragon Ball when it comes to humans. Hercule and Vidal. So Vidal, she causes supreme damage, lowers attack and defense. It doesn't end there. Not only does she nerf the enemy, but then her stats go up, obviously, with more Peppigas on the team. We had 3, so she gained 45%. But then, on top of that, attacked enemies minus 20% for 2 turns. On top of that, recovers 20% of damage dealt as HP. So we were talking about how when you're doing no item runs, health is important and tanking is important. Well, you can tank better thanks to nerfing, but the other thing is you want to heal, right? So you can't always rely on this guy to transform and then heal you, because when he does, you only gain 40% back. That's it for that fight. She actually was very, very useful because she helped balance things out. So if we took like 90k on a couple slaps because of type disadvantage or what have you, she would have to attack once, maybe even twice, and she would heal some of that back. And what's great is that she nerfs the enemy, so their retaliation when they punish you and slap back doesn't do as much, and she lowers defense on her super attack. So if she gets that additional, she would attack again and do more damage, thereby healing you even more with that 20% passive. So her heals came through in the clutch. And then aside from that, we had the typical RNG happen where sometimes things went right. Most of the time things went right, obviously, because I won. Sometimes things went wrong. And the final piece was, of course, the LR Crillin. Aside from the fact that he gives such crazy stats, his passive and just arsenal in general is so powerful. His regular attack causes colossal damage to everybody. He first of all raises his attack, then causes colossal with a medium chance to stun everybody. I'm pretty sure each and every time that I had him use his AoE attack, he stunned at least one person. And then it just kept going from there. All we had to do was stun one person. Now we're a bit ahead. Now we have either Mai do another stun lock, or we have the other units start nerfing the units that didn't stun. And it just kept perpetually going from there. It was amazing. And then his Ultra Super causes mega colossal damage, but before that, he raises attack and defense. So he's beyond amazing. The static boost really didn't factor in here. And then he also gains Ki +3, so that helped with the Ultra Super. Honestly, the passive here doesn't matter. I don't want to take the time to read it. It'll take 20 minutes, but this team was so complete. They checked each other out in every way. Each unit helped the other one in some form or fashion. Everyone connected. It was probably the most fun I've ever had doing a no-item Super Battle Road run, and you are about to witness Super Battle Road Mastery with only humans by a human. No item, super class only Super Battle Road.
Alright, let's do this.
You should subscribe. Ha!
Time to get serious. Gonna go all out. Time to get serious. Gonna go all out.